Welcome everybody to the Dreads Weekend Post-Game Report, where I discuss the most recent Hanwha game, then I talk about the good, the bad, and what I would have done differently if I was in the dugouts as the manager. From there, I'll preview the upcoming game, talk about the pitching matchups, and what I think is going to happen. Let's go. All right, guys, welcome to Sunday's matchup preview. Today, you're going to have Moon Dong-ju versus Connor for Samsung. It is a Sunday matchup, so that is important, and I'll get to that in just a little bit. So Moon Dong-ju really has a story of two different halves. Up until the 28th of April, was not pitching well, ended up taking a few weeks off to work on the rotation of the ball. Came back, he's pitched much better, threw a 5-inning, gave up 1 hit in those 5 innings, only throwing 66 pitches. His most recent start on Tuesday, 6 innings, quality start, gave up 3 runs, all earned, 101 pitches. So much better since returning. Connor is very similar. Had a very rough March and April. In the month of May, last month since we are in June, he has a ERA in the twos. He's 2-2 with an ERA in the 2 area. So very, very different months as far as the beginning and current pitchers for today's game. Now, Moon Dong-ju is a fastball, mainly fastball pitcher, fastball curveball, but he throws his fastball a lot. He throws his fastball 54%, 55% of the time at about 149. Then the curveball 24% of the time, then mixes in a slider and a changeup 9 or 10% of the time. But mainly going to be fastball, fastball, fastball. So focusing on that, how do the Samsung players hit against somebody who throws a fastball 149 or so? The closest two are Anderson for SSG, who averages 152 on his fastball, but he hasn't faced Samsung yet. Then you have Guangbin for Doosan, who throws about the same, a little bit slower, but pretty close. And he's 1-1 on the season with like a 3.50 ERA against Samsung. So they don't particularly hit that fastball speed very well. And then you mix it in with his curveball that has been much better, and that's why he's pitching much better. So historically, Samsung does not hit this type of pitcher very well. So he did face Samsung last year twice. He hasn't faced them this year. He did face them twice last year. 2 games, 2-0, 11 innings, 11 strikeouts, 3 walks, 0 earned runs, 0 runs, with a 55 whip. So he's pitched historically well against this team. Add in the fact that his most recent starts, 2.45 ERA, 2-0. So things are looking good for Moon Dong-ju and Hanwha. Now, if we look at the other side, Connor, who throws the same pitch arsenal that almost every single Samsung player throws, which is going to be fastball slider. His fastball 145, 42.5, very similar to yesterday's Wan Tae-in and Lee Ho-sung, the other pitcher for Samsung. Slider 40% of the time at 131. Now, his speed and everything is very, very similar to Lee Ho-sung for Samsung, who Hanwha really knocks around a lot. Now, Connor has pitched against against Hanwha before, 5.1 innings, gave up 3 runs, all earned, but walked 5 in that game. Hanwha did not particularly hit the ball well, but the walks were what did him in. And that's important because it really hasn't changed too much. He is 9th in the league in walks and 1st in the league in hit batters. On top of that, he is 3rd in the league in home runs. He's given up 9 home runs. So those things do not bode well for Samsung or for Connor himself. So do I think Hanwha can win? Absolutely. There is 2 things that I do have a little bit of concern about in today's game. Like I said, it is a Sunday game, which means both of these pitchers pitched on Tuesday. And oftentimes, pitchers who pitch on Tuesday do not pitch well on Sunday. There are obviously occasions, but it's a 5 day separation between the first time they pitch and the next time instead of the regular 6 days of rest. So both of these pitchers are not going to be able to throw their normal amount. I'm going to say about 80 pitches per pitcher. Now, with Connor walking a lot of batters, that's going to be much quicker than Moon Dong-ju as long as Moon Dong-ju can continue and not walk batters. Uh, then Hanwha definitely has the advantage here. On top of that, so if Moon Dong-ju can go 6 innings, then they have Jung Si-won, Lee Min-woo, and Joo Hyun-sung, who can all come out of the bullpen. Lee Min-woo did pitch yesterday, but 2 days with a day off tomorrow shouldn't be a problem. If he can only go 5, then they still have a couple other guys. Han Sung-hyuk maybe, or Jang Min-jae maybe to come in, or you could try to get those 3 guys to get 4 innings. That's also a possibility. So Hanwha has that advantage in the bullpen because Kim Tae-yoon and Kim Tae-hoon can be used today, but they haven't particularly done well against Hanwha in this series. And the other 2 guys, Im Chang-min and Oh Sung-won, both have pitched the last 2 days, so they're probably not available for Samsung. So the bullpen advantage definitely goes to Hanwha. Now, normally I would say that the managing problem obviously favors whoever Hanwha is playing, but if you've watched the last 2 Samsung Hanwha games, the Samsung base running looks like you would see at a T-ball game on a Saturday morning. Like it's not been pleasant to watch. I assume from a Samsung standpoint, it's been fabulous to watch from a Hanwha standpoint. So that's the thing. Hanwha, I think, has an advantage as far as the pitching matchup goes and the hitters, but I think Samsung has an advantage with the fact that their guys are so fast. How are they going to play? And how are they going to feel? And obviously, they're home. So, who would I take? Honestly, I would take Hanwha in this game. Why? Because one, it's very hard to sweep. Two, this is basically going to be this manager's last game, as they will announce the new manager either today or tomorrow. So he probably wants to go out with a win. I hope that's what he wants to do. So if I were to pick, I would probably go with Hanwha. They avoid the sweep and get a 4-win week for 2 straight winning weeks before they welcome the new manager, and we will see how he does. So I will see you in the live stream.